Hey there guys, Concatron here, and welcome back to the beginning of another Skylanders tournament here on the channel. Before we start, I just want to thank everyone who watched the Skylanders Sensei tournament, which was the first one. I'm still not exactly sure on the name about this one. Maybe like the Skylanders original tournament or iconic tournament, or I don't know. But we're doing it in Spiral's Adventure because, like 2 out of the 3 people that commented did it. And I'm also doing it because Hypnosite Sniper actually had a very good point. Because many of you might not know, there's a choice between Spiral's Adventure and Swap Force, and whatever the tournament was picked, the opposite would have been the next solo run. And since we're doing Spiral's Adventure, that means the solo one's going to be Swap Force. And he had a good point to do the Spiral's Adventure tournament because a lot of people are doing Spiral's Adventure solo runs right now. And I agree, I've seen quite a few of those. Not a whole lot of Swap Force ones going on right now. But to be fair, that could change because I'm only halfway through my solo run. But enough of me rambling. We've got 16 names. I tried to get one of each element, but you shall soon see that I could not do that. I'm also forgetting a name. Hold on. Yes, there. Now we've got 16. 2 from each element except for water because I did not have... I only had Gilgrunt, so I chose a third from another element, and you'll see in a second. So, first we have Voodoo, Spyro, Gilgrunt, Trigger Happy, Drobot, Bash, Terrafin, Flameslinger, Igniter, Chop Chop, Cinder, Stump Smash, Stealth Elf, Whirlwind, Lightning Rod, and Warnado. I tried to prioritize characters who were not in the Spiral's Adventure Tron lock. Some of them couldn't be avoided because I only had 2 Imagist. I did not have Wrecking Ball or Voodoo. I only have Gilgrunt. Drill Sergeant isn't in here. Bash was in there, but I don't have Prison Break or the other one. Flameslinger and Igniter. I only had Eruptor at the time of doing that. I do have Hex, but I do not like Hex. Hex would probably not make a good show. So I want my... Besides, Trap Trap's my favorite Skylander anyways, why not? Stump Smash is in it, but I don't have Camo or Zook. And then Whirlwind, Lightning Rod, and Warnado. I could have done Sonic Boom, but I just really wanted to use Warnado. Wait, let me get my paper and pencil ready to write all this down. So the first 2 names put on are going to be, the first episode, and then the next 2 are second episodes, and so on, in their quadrant. So, like, if Voodoo was the first episode and Gilgrunt was the last episode of the little whatevers, then they couldn't, match each other unless they both made it to the finale. So, I do have a few favorites going into this, and I do have a few that are actually, I think, are going to be really good. Voodoo, I think, is going to make it past a round. Same with Gilgrunt, Trigger Happy, Drobot, Bash, Flameslinger, Igniter, Chop Chop, Stump Smash, Stealth Elf, Warnado. Those, I'm not sure if that was 8. I think that was 8. Those are probably going to be the next 8 going on into this. I think Flameslinger is really good for early game because he's got the speed. Oh, I forgot to do the rules. The rules are that I do 1 level at one time. There's 2 Skylanders, right? One Skylander goes up against a level, and then the next person after that goes after it. The first thing I'm judging them on is if one of them dies. If one of them die, the other one wins. If they both die, whoever makes it farther wins. If they both make it, then I go on to other categories such as if they were in critical health most of the time or yellow health. How fast they did it, which is why Flameslinger really has the edge. And then how well they performed. Like if someone was at critical health since the beginning, or like didn't get hit a whole lot. Like if a person only got hit once but was in critical health, like probably Trigger Happy. Like right at the very end, and then Gilgrunt goes through he's at critical health right at the beginning, but then gets a bunch of food along the way and is back up to full. Trigger Happy will win that just because he didn't take a hit till the very end. So he did better overall. I'm trying to keep this unbiased, so I am going to try to keep all of them alive no matter what. That was a lot, wasn't it? I forgot what I was going to say before that. But let's just get into it. I'm wasting too much time. So, first up is... Whoops. Cinder. So Cinder is going to be part of the first episode. Cinder. Yes, I did spell that right. Actually, hold on a second while I get this whole thing ready. Wait. Alright, sorry about that. I had to... get my little cheat sheet ready. So, since Cinder was picked, I delete Cinder so she does not pop up again. Now, whoever clicks next goes up against Cinder in episode 1. I don't even know. Trigger Happy. My bet's on Trigger Happy. Trigger Happy. Alright, so my guess is that Trigger Happy is going to win, but Cinder could just totally surprise me. Episode number 1, the first person episode 2, is going to be Gilgrunt. Gilgrunt. That's actually, Gilgrunt's going to be pretty hard to beat, I think. I don't know which path I'm going to go with Gilgrunt, because I have 2 Gilgrunts, both on different paths. I'm not sure if I should go with the top path one or the bottom path. Probably the bottom path, because the bottom path is just better, in my opinion. They're both really good, but I think the bottom path is better. Bash. Oh, Gilgrunt versus Bash. I'm not actually sure who's going to win that one, because Bash is just basically going to one-shot everybody. But Gilgrunt has that range. So, first person of episode 3. Terrafin. We're knocking out some elements already, are we? Terrafin. Now, Terrafin's probably what I would call a middle Skylander in this whole thing. Not really good at anything, but he's not terrible. So depending on who he goes up against, that could be a big factor. Flame Slinger. I think we know how that's going to go. I tried spelling Flim Slinger. Flame Slinger. Not Flim Slinger. I'm not the Flim Flam Man. Alright. Why are they all underlined? That's just really annoying, though. First person of episode 4 is going to be... Ooh, Chop Chop. I hope he gets to go up against Spyro, because that would just be an easy match. Although, if Flame Slinger and Chop Chop do win, that does put them at a fight. And like I said, both of those are going to be very... basically, what I'm trying to say is Skylanders to watch is probably going to be Stump Smash, Stealth Elf, Drobot, Voodoo, Ignitor, Flame Slinger, Chop Chop, Gilgrunt, Bash, and Trigger Happy. And Warnado. Those are basically the top half of the spectrum, I would think, ish. I just got rid of Chop Chop, yep. Please be Spyro. Lightning Rod, okay. Lightning Rod's another middle ground Skylander who he's not good at anything, but he's not bad at anything. But again, he's also got that big range. I'm actually going to use bottom path, Chop Chop, the shield path. I just prefer the shield path. And I also just think it'll be better for this competition to block attacks. So, episode 5 is going to be Drobot. Whoever goes up against Drobot is going to have a hard time. Because he's got speed, he's probably not going to be hit a whole lot. Although, if he goes up against Igniter, that's going to be definitely... Or Stealth Elf. Stealth Elf is also really good. Warnado, okay. That's probably going to be a quick episode just because both of them are pretty fast. I think Warm-nado. It's Warnado, not Warmado. Or Warm Potato. Warnado. go. Like I was saying, that's going to be a pretty quick episode just because Warnado is super quick. He's also super good, in my opinion, anyways. So that's going to be a pretty good one. Whirlwind. So that's the first person. Episode 6 is going to be Whirlwind. I have not played a whole lot of Whirlwind. I should really level her up a heck of a lot because I just got her. Same with Lightning Round. Lightning Rounds was reset recently, and I kind of regret it, but, whatever happens. All right. Who's going up against Whirlwind, though? Stump Smash. I think Stump Smash is going to win just because Stump Smash is a lot like Bash. They're not exactly fast. I mean, Bash has the speed up move, but Stump Smash is going to be an absolute powerhouse and 1 or 2 hit absolutely everything. Whoopsie. And so now we actually have some pretty good names left. Whoever goes up against Spyro is probably going to win just because the other 3 are really, really good. My guesses are going to be, my hopes are going to be Igniter, Spyro, Voodoo, Stealth Elf. What's going to happen, I'm still going to go with that just because I can't predict. There's like 4 different outcomes. So Stealth Elf is part of the first one. Stealth Elf. I think I spelled that right. Stealth Elf. Now, this is basically gonna do the next 2, the 2 of them, the last 2, because whoever's picked here, the other 2 are gonna go up against. So pick a random name. Like I said, Voodoo was my prediction. It's Ignitor, which means the 2 magics are going up against each other. Ignitor, Spyro, and then Vood the Dude. So those are our current matchups. Cinder versus Trigger Happy, Gilgrunt versus Bash, Terrafin versus Flameslinger, Chop Chop versus Lightning Rod, Drobot versus Warnado, Whirlwind versus Stump Smash, Stealth Elf versus Igniter, and Spyro versus Voodoo. These are going to be the matches to watch. Gilgrunt and Bash is going to be a good one. Chop Chop and Lightning Rod is going to be a pretty good one, I think. That's a pretty good one. Well, let me restart that. Gilgrunt and Bash, I think the first 4 episodes are going to be a pretty takeaway for some of these. I think Trigger Happy is going to blow Cinderella out of the water. Same with Flameslinger to Terrafin and Chop Chop to Lightning Rod. Gilgrunt and Bash is definitely going to be one to watch. Same with Drobot Warnado, Stealth Elf versus Igniter too. So those 3 are the ones that I would watch and are probably going to be the closest. But I could completely be wrong. All right, so that is going to do it for today's episode of kind of the tournament already because it's episode 0. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.